personal highlight of your
week? Okay. My name is Mike Gardner, and I am with the Illinois State University Police Department. I'm a sergeant. I'm over the community engagement unit, um, and I've been with the department for 15 years. I've been at ISU for 28 years. And as an icebreaker, let's see, one personal highlight of my week. I have started. I do this every couple of years in the department. I start like a body fat loss competition, and it kind of promotes good health among officers, which is a good thing. Um, but it's been about 10 days, and I'm down 5.5 pounds, and about thank you about 0.7% body fat. So I'll take any numbers I can get. It is a contest. I'm very competitive, and I like to win. And uh, I don't play fair either. So I bring in candy and I sit it out at the roll call table. It's a true story.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you. So far, so good. It goes until May, so it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So.
Yep.
Very true. Thank you for sharing, Mike.
Thanks.
Randy, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Randy Derrig. I'm also at Chestnut Health Systems with the Center for Community Engagement Project. So with that, the main thing I do is pre-ROSC development. So people that are not funded yet, helping them apply for funding, because we want all 102 counties in Illinois covered by a ROSC, because especially this ROSC does such great work. We want it spread among all communities. Highlight of my past week. It's been laying low this past week. So like Kat, I've been reading a lot, enjoying the slight warm up in weather. So looking forward to the rest of spring.
Shannon, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Shannon Garlock, and I work at the health department and the behavioral health programs. I'm attending for Amy Hancock, who is unavailable. And my highlight of the past weekend was I got to see my 11-month-old baby granddaughter. So, yay. She grew up fast.
Moving across the street. I can't talk today. Andrea, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Andrea Kenseth. I work at Life Center for Independent Living and Advocacy Group for People with Disabilities. I've been here for over 11 years, and I work with our reintegration program, helping people move out of nursing homes. So I'm just kind of here to support and learn about more resources and do what we can. So I guess my highlight would be just honestly just being outdoors in the sunshine a little bit more this past week with the kiddos, and having the day off yesterday and going on a little short hike type adventure and enjoying the weather. So that's it for me. Thank you.
And then continuing across the screen, we've got Michelle, Autumn, Courtney, Erica, and Jenna.
So I'm Michelle Cope from the Bloomington Public Library. I do community engagement. I also drive the bookmobile. A highlight for me was I had a 4-day weekend this last weekend, so that was good.
And then to you, Autumn.
My name is Autumn. I'm at Chestnut Systems as well with the Center for Community Engagement. And some of the main projects I work on are creating resources related to substance use prevention and recovery that can be shared throughout the state of Illinois and used to just continue to educate people around stigma and other resources. And the highlight for me is I went on my first run of the season because it was beautiful yesterday. So I'm thankful for that.
And then going with Courtney, then Erica, then Jenna.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm a community outreach specialist for Family Guidance Centers in Springfield, and I'm with the Sangamon County ROSC. And a highlight, it was my birthday on Sunday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Erica. I work for Omni Youth Services under the State Opioid Response Grant, and I oversee McLean County. And then one personal highlight for this week was a bunch of my girlfriends from college and I, actually from Illinois State, got together downtown over the weekend and just had a big girls' day for the first time in a while. So that was really nice.
Hi, Jenna Kearns. I work for the Illinois Bar Foundation and help run a program that is at the courthouse. Well, we have sites around the state, but the local one here is at the McLean County Courthouse, helping people who are trying to navigate their civil legal issue without an attorney. And so we see a lot of family law kind of under that umbrella issue. So work with a lot of parents and, just community members. And then I was hopeful that I work with the ISU social work department and have a student do their practicum with my program. So I was hoping that she could come today and, get, kind of attend the meeting and learn some more things about the community. So maybe next time. And then I guess just quickly, Kat, thank you for inviting me to this meeting, because I'm also going to be on city council for Bloomington soon. And so I just want to learn more about the organization and feel like I understand more of the resources that are available or aren't available in our community.
And then going to our last four people, Fran, then Kathleen, then Natasha, and then Marisa.
Hi, I'm Fran. I'm the recovery support specialist for Sangamon County ROSC. Highlight, I'm kind of jealous of the one that had 4 days, but I was pretty excited about the 3-day weekend.
Okay. Am I next, Kat?
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you, Kat, for inviting me as well. I'm Kathleen Lorenz, and I am with United Way of McLean County, the community investment director. So oversee a lot of the various initiatives that United Way is directing most of its funds to, which includes, among others, behavioral health, especially for youth. So very interested in hearing what this group is all about. Like Jenna mentioned, as far as her soon-to-be tie with City of Bloomington government, I am currently on the Normal Town Council. And so I think the information will be beneficial in that capacity as well. And my highlight actually is the fact that we had a council meeting last night and it got over by 8 o'clock. So that's actually a pretty short and speedy meeting. So that was a highlight already. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Natasha Nunu Ponder, and I work at the McLean County Center for Human Services. I work in the recovery program with clients that are chronically and severely mentally ill. I'm the community integrations coordinator. My highlight of my last week was I was able to sneak away from my family and get a 90-minute massage.
And then I think we've got Marisa and then Cecilia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Marisa. I'm with McLean County CASA. My personal highlight of this week, we had Monday off, so that was nice. It always feels good to start, I guess, my week on a Tuesday. I think Mondays are just, I think it's like a Sunday part 2 for a lot of people. So it's just kind of gearing up. But yeah, that's it.
Hi, my name is Cecilia. I work over at Prairie State Legal Services doing community engagement. And highlight of my week, I got to take my partner to Second City in Chicago, which is a comedy place. We saw the main stage show, which was just constantly hilarious for 2 hours straight. So if you haven't been, I highly recommend it. Glad to be with y'all.
I think that wraps up everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the presentation. So for this meeting, we kind of wanted to focus on doing something of a refresher on what the ROSC is, especially for some of the people who are new here who don't exactly know what that is. ROSC stands for the Recovery Oriented System of Care. And what that means is we are a group of volunteers who work together to build and coordinate basically a network of different community-based services and supports for people who are struggling or are basically individuals in recovery from both mental health and substance use disorders. And these volunteers come across from the different community sectors, some of which we have identified here in this meeting, but those community sectors are pretty much anything that can touch any aspect of wellness within a person's life. So just to give an idea of our mission and vision statement, it's collaborating to build and empower communities of recovery. And that means that we're not just trying to establish one community. One of our values is multiple pathways to recovery. So we're wanting to find and empower those different communities that have different approaches to recovery. And that leads me into what our core values are. A big part of recovery is a person-centered and strength-based approach. With that, recovery is a self-determined journey that draws on the personal and communal strengths and resiliencies of the local recovery communities. With the idea of multiple pathways to recovery, that means that there is no one size fits all approach to recovery. For some people, that's going to look like maybe attending AA meetings. For other people, that might mean medication assisted recovery. In this approach, the ROSC honors and celebrates these different pathways to recovery because each pathway is as unique to the person who walks that recovery journey. A big belief of why we're here is recovery happens in the community, and that's attained through different community-based supports and services. A big part of recovery is progress over perfection. Recovery is not going to be a sprint, it's a marathon, and it's not going to be a singular destination, it's a lifelong journey. So even if that progress is seen in very microscopic increments, it's still movement forward. The other part of what is essential to the recovery movement and to the McLean County ROSC is it's authentic to the voice of the recovery community. And that means having people representative of different pathways to recovery, but also including people from different backgrounds as well, such as people who have lived experience of former trauma, formerly being incarcerated, several different kinds of life situations. The big goals of the ROSC include meeting unmet needs, and that's going into the community and looking at, okay, what exists for services, where are our gaps, and what can we do to fill those needs? As I had stated previously on the other slide, it's one of the big goals is we want to have a robust and diverse council of people from many different backgrounds who are active community members and volunteers who can come together to support the longer term objectives of the ROSC. Another part of our work is education and awareness. And some of you who have come to this meeting are getting some of that now. This includes doing different initiatives to help reduce stigma around substance use recovery, and also trying to make the public aware that addiction is not a moral issue. It's not a personality defect. It's a disease process. And in that, trying to help reduce the stigma surrounding recovery. another pillar of what we do is developing relationships with peers within the community. And this means pulling people in with lived experience to be part of our council and our work, along with promoting those opportunities for them to live in recovery in positive ways, such as sober, social, and pro-recovery recreational opportunities. And one of the big goals that is being developed now in the community is eventually every ROSC council across the state is looking towards the ultimate goal of evolving into a recovery community organization. A recovery community organization is a nonprofit that can provide recovery support services along with doing advocacy, but also public awareness and education. And one of the not bottom lines, but one of the underscoring values of recovery is that because recovery is possible, it's hopeful. So a big part of our mission is carrying forward the message that recovery isn't just possible, but it's 100% achievable. So just as a refresher for people, we are a resource for the community, and we're very much trying to educate the public on that. So if you look at the QR code for the McLean County ROSC resources, you can scan that, and that takes you to our virtual resource guide app we've been developing over the last 2 to 3 months, and we are continually updating that with information. We also have a QR code in here for if you know people who are not in the area but would still like to get connected to resources across Illinois. Illinois has a statewide network of ROSC councils, and if you scan the QR code with your phone, that takes you to the page where you can find your local ROSC council. So we're trying, at this point in time, we're trying to re-engage some of our council committees for subcommittees for the ROSC. Over the last couple of years, they had them established, but with everything with COVID, things kind of fell by the wayside. So with this, we had some feedback at our last council meeting in January, where council members identified key opportunities they'd like to see for volunteering with the ROSC. And I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the presentation. We're going to go to a Slido poll where you can go ahead and go to slido.com and enter the code. And I'm going to bring that live so people can go ahead and vote.
Pat, can you put that code somewhere so we can see it, maybe in the chat? Thank you.
Yeah. It's right there on the screen if you want to scan it. I can go ahead and drop the code in the QR code chat or the.
It's a different slide, sorry. So maybe if you could put it in the chat, that would be great.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, I see it. I see it. It was just covered up. So.
Yeah, it's right down here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I will make mention that all of these answers are anonymous, so we would love your input as to what specific subcommittees you would be interested in getting involved with the ROSC.
If Slido's not working, can I just be a lone wolf and just type in the chat what I don't know?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay.
And as people vote, we will share these results in the meeting minutes after today's meeting. I'm going to give it another minute and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide. All right. Okay. So there are currently other ways for getting involved with the McLean County ROSC. There are quite a few opportunities. We are always looking for people to create YouTube videos and content for our YouTube channel. We are also very open to the idea of having people share their personal recovery story, whether that is through YouTube or at one of our events like our recovery picnic we have annually each September, or through one of our council meetings. And then we are always looking for community events and resources to share and promote on our social media. And we are looking over the rest of FY23 and through the beginning of FY24. We're going to be present at a lot of different community events. So we'll be looking for volunteers to, hey, come out and represent the ROSC and share about, what we do. So one of those committees that you might have voted on for what you'd be interested in doing is our planning committee, and we've got some updates of projects we've been working on. One of our big projects we're collaborating on is developing a sober social guide to McLean County. And basically that's an activity guide for community members to be able to find activities in both Bloomington, Normal, and McLean County that are recovery friendly and substance-free social and recreational opportunities. And with that, we've got for our total categories, we've got local outdoor recreation and sports, local festivals, the local art scene, family-friendly activities, and unique things to do in more rural parts of McLean County. Just to solicit a little more feedback from the council, we've got a question of like, what do you think would be good activities to include in the sober social guide? So I'm going to take us again to Slido for another poll.
While Kat is pulling that up, I will make mention that we are actually working with Normal Community West High School right now, and some of their art students are actually going to be the ones designing the sober social guide for us. So we're really excited to have that collaboration and what this is eventually going to look like. So we're hoping that probably looking at a May timeline for a distribution of the sober social guide. So it'll be available virtually through a QR code, but also something that we anticipate will be printed and could be available for distribution that way.
So there again, for the Slido poll, there is the QR code you can scan. There is the code at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And it's just where we would like feedback on what sober social and recovery friendly activities do you think would be good to include in the guide. And again, answers to this are anonymous. We will also be sharing answers to the Slido polls in our meeting minutes that we'll send out after today's meeting. I'll give it another minute here for people to input their answers. All right.
I really like the mention about adult activities that maybe aren't necessarily family friendly, right? But just some fun activities that are meant for adults. I know another ROSC council that we work with recently did a comedy night, and it was meant for 21 or older. And so that's something that maybe we're even thinking about exploring with our ROSC council too, just because it was a big hit. And sometimes adults really appreciate leaving the kids at home, but having a fun activity that is focused around being substance free.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. So with some of the other things we've been planning for the planning committee for sober social events, we've got a couple of different opportunities we've got an instructor who's going to be doing some easy Tai Chi classes that we're still working out some of the details. And then we've also got 2 confirmed dates for bowling opportunities coming up in March and April. I'm especially going to do kind of a highlight on our March date, because if you're looking for an event that to celebrate St. Patty's Day that's in a substance-free environment, bowling at IASU will be a perfect opportunity for that. And with that, we don't just have bowling lanes reserved. We've also got billiards if people want to go shoot some pool. And then getting into some of our community outreach initiatives that we've got coming up. We're doing a professional clothing drive during the month of April. We're going to be having different collection sites throughout Bloomington Normal to collect gently used, nice professional clothing to distribute to individuals in recovery who are in need of that kind of clothing for job interviews. And then another project we're working on is doing education around the McLean County Mental Health Crisis Care Continuum services. And we're trying to find the best way to figure out how to support that initiative within McLean County. And just for our use and awareness, we would love to know what access points you are aware for receiving crisis services in McLean County. So that's going to be another Slido poll, which I will go ahead and exit out to. And then the QR code again is on the left-hand side of the screen, along with the link or the URL and then the code you can enter. And with this, again, the responses are anonymous, and we're also looking to share these in our meeting notes, meeting minutes after the meeting today.
I will also make mention our team is in the process of creating some materials around the crisis care continuum. So really outlining those services and supports from the pre, mid, and post crisis care. So ensuring that folks have access to what is available in the community. And it's really through your voices and your knowledge that we're able to gather all of that. So we appreciate you taking time to fill out this poll today.
give it another minute here and then we'll go back to the PowerPoint. So as we wrap up, we want to go ahead and open up the floor for any agency updates people would like to share. It can be anything from new community resources to upcoming events. So I open the floor to whoever who would like to take it.
I don't really have any updates to share right now, but I did have a couple of questions. First of all, thank you, Kat, for inviting me to this group. I appreciate it. A couple of slides back, you said that you were doing a clothing drive, to try to collect clothing. How can I register as a collection point here at ISU? Because I know we do several drives. We usually just sit a bin outside of our office door, and people come from all around campus to drop off food or toys, depending on what we're collecting for. So I think it might be advantageous to have this as a collection point.
We would be more than happy to have ISU as a collection point. That would be just getting in touch with me via our Gmail address or my contact info. And we're looking at getting some bins set up for doing collection as we distribute those at collection sites in the community. So send me an email after this, if you'd like, we can arrange a time to meet to discuss more, or however you'd like to go forward with communication.
Okay. And then one more question that I had. Sometimes there's a strained relationship between law enforcement and people in recovery. And so I like to ask this before I do it. Sometimes it's okay to do something and ask for permission later, but in this case, I'd rather get permission first. So just to show our support and allyship with the recovery community, we would love to show up with our therapy dog at the bowling events that you have scheduled at ISU. And I just want to make sure that would be okay. Like I said, I'm in community engagement. That's what I do.
Right.
We go around and we make sure that we're not there. We're not just standing on the edges looking mean. No, we're talking.
Yeah.
Showing that we're allies, that we're here to support you in whatever way we can. And if that's okay with you, we would love to come.
Yeah, we would love it. That's something I think we would like to see across the board, and I can follow up with you more on some of the community engagement stuff we'll be present at with other events coming up through the spring and summer.
Awesome. That's all I have right now. Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you for your support, Mr. Gardner. We greatly appreciate you being here today, and thank you for just advocating for recovery and being a part of that in your community. So we're looking at potentially an April timeline of that professional clothing drop off and tag teaming it with some spring cleaning. So hopefully that will kind of drive folks to get rid of some clothes that they no longer need. But like Kat said, feel free to reach out to her and we can get you connected with those resources. We appreciate your interest.
Thank you. And please call me Mike.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
I just had one quick comment. Sorry that I happened to be at the, it was for the McLean County Bar Association Family Law Committee, and some of the GALs there expressed the desire or the need or the feeling like they didn't have access to resources for families that they were working with. And so I, considering my position, I was like, well, I know we have some resources that we put together, but this kind of came along at the right time, because now I can just help them get connect, show them your resource manual, because I think that's exactly what they were looking for, is something to give to people, take a look at on their own, to be like, here are the resources that are available.
Yeah.
So I think this would be, I'm going to share it with that subcommittee, go back to them and share it. And hopefully those GALs feel like they have that much more information at their fingertips when they feel like they're working with a family that might be, might not know about resources that are available. So I will be sharing.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Yes, please share away. And as each of you on this meeting today have the opportunity to review that platform and the resources that might even be missing, please let us know. Again, that is a living and breathing document, and we're constantly adding new information to it as we directly receive that. So as you're out in the community, as you're engaging with the folks that you see each and every day, and recognize that there might be some resources that are missing that would be beneficial to be added, please reach out and we would love to put those on there.
Michelle, go ahead.
I don't know if you're familiar with the IRIS platform. It is a local resources. It's just a platform you're put on as a point of resource. So the library is considered a resource. Children's Home and Aid is considered a resource. Different resources. From whatever point someone comes in and they are requesting resources, I can put their information, name, and that is stored in the system, and we can refer them through this IRIS system, and they will be received from we know that somebody from the other side has said, I will take care of this. And we can say what type of service that they're looking for, and someone can refer them to us if they need something. And so I don't know if you have to be, I don't know, I think ROSC could do it. And then you could be part of that and be part of the resource network. That's really what this is. And it's just a platform that once I have entered that information, or you have entered that family's information, it never has to be entered again. That is kind of universal for everybody.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing, Michelle. What would be the best way to go about getting connected with the person that oversees that platform?
I will get you in touch with them.
Awesome. Thank you. You are so connected. We appreciate all the connections you make for us.
Well, there's a reason why she won Community Key for Women of Distinction.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Cecilia, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, I help organize a giant clothing swap over at the coffee house in Uptown Normal. It's a day-long event, and we do it typically at the end of April. And we are all usually collecting professional clothing and gear. And we try to invite people out in the community to take stuff. It's totally free. Donations are encouraged, but not required. So I just was kind of thinking, I wonder if there's an opportunity to kind of partner up with what you guys are doing.
We are all about, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
We are all about collaboration. If you would like to, our contact info is at the end of this PowerPoint. If you want to send us an email, we can start talks on that. And then Kathleen had her hand raised as well.
Yeah, I was just on that IRIS platform, Michelle. I've heard about that. And I guess I don't know how one goes about engaging in it. From what I understand it, I think it's maybe something run out of the health department, but I guess I don't know that for certain.
I know that the AOK network, Maureen is, she's kind of the head person in charge of it. We have someone that is our point person here at the library. And so, but I think Maureen is the one that you would want to get in touch with. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a cost to participating in it?
You know, you're above my pay grade
Okay,
already.
all right.
But I don't think there is. I think
Okay.
it's just, the more, the merrier. I think if somebody has gotten, used a grant to get access to this, and then, from that point, we're just trying to get people to join it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thank you for that additional information.
Hi there. I just wanted to update because I saw that someone put the McLean County Triage Center in the list of like points of entry. And I just wanted to make sure that people were aware that that program, as it was, no longer exists. And it's now the behavioral health urgent care, which is located at 520 North Center, ran by the Center for Human Services. And I can put more info about that in the chat.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Yeah, any information that you can throw in the chat to keep folks informed, we would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, and we also, I just added information for the behavioral health urgent care to that app we've been working on. So when people scan that, they're gonna know that's where they can go for crisis services.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep. So that we kind of segued into questions and comments, but we'll keep it open for a little bit longer if people have any other questions, comments, concerns.
We will be distributing our flyer for our bowling nights in the coming days, hopefully by the end of this week. And so feel free to please distribute that amongst your individuals that you see again each and every day. There is a max of 25 participants per bowling night. So just due to that, there is registration that will be required. However, we welcome all. If a minor does care to join us that day, a legal guardian will need to accompany them just due to the ISU policy. So we're excited for what that's going to look like. And again, offering another sober social event in the community.
And also on that note, as we get final details worked out for our Tai Chi classes, we will be sharing that with the council roster. If people aren't able to attend some of those Tai Chi classes, we will also be doing some videos to put up on YouTube for people to try out some Tai Chi if they would like to add that to their recovery capital and wellness plan.
I love that, Kat. Yes, and Tai Chi oftentimes can sound quite intimidating, but it's actually a person with lived experience who is certified in these classes, and he assures us that these are very low impact type of classes. So no experience is required to engage in these upcoming classes, but hopefully we'll have a few to offer sometime this spring.
And then as we're getting into the last bit of our hour together today, just a couple of quick reminders. If you are interested in becoming part of the planning committee, we are looking to add more people, and you can email us at our Gmail account or to any of the contact info we've got at the end of the PowerPoint. If you've got any resources you'd like to added to the virtual resource guide, send them our way. Oh, excuse me. We're more than happy to go ahead and put them on there. And also, if you have upcoming events or resources you'd like shared on social media, we've got social media platforms across Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. We're more than happy to share and promote. And then as we're finishing out the meeting, talking about our next meeting in March, we have a very special announcement. We're going to have a guest speaker for March. Hannah, sorry, I'm dealing with allergies. Hannah Nasuani, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. She is the Director of Mission and Equity Consulting at YWCA McLean County. She will be presenting at the March ROSC Council meeting on inclusive and recovery-friendly language for Words Matter Week in March. We have a little bit of prep work for that meeting and presentation of a survey we will be sending out as we get that finalized, just to gauge some learning goals and what people would like to know about the topic to help prep for that presentation. And then our next meeting will be Tuesday, March 21st. This will be held virtually. We're not going to be doing our hybrid option that month. And then we have our guest speaker for Hannah. We're really looking forward to having her present. She's done some great work in the community. And then there is our contact info. If you guys, I know several individuals were talking about reaching out to me. My email is listed there. Carrie, our community outreach coordinator, is listed there. Barb, our community health specialist who couldn't be with us, is listed along with our Gmail account as well. So we've got a little under an hour, so I'm able to give you guys back a little bit more of your time. As Randy put in the chat real quick, we'll do one more plug. If you're in need of Narcan for McLean County, Chestnut Health Systems is the main distributor for Narcan in McLean County. We've got some of that information on our virtual resource guide. Anybody can reach out at any time and set up an appointment with Randy for getting some Narcan.
Hey, Kat.
Yes.
I don't know if it's possible or if you already plan to. If you could send the next ROSC link, for some reason I used to have them and now I can't.
Yeah, that's something we need to probably just resend out as a general invitation for every month. And that's kind of on the back burner for my brain to fix.
We'll be sure to get that sent out. Thank you for that gentle reminder.
Thank you.
Alrighty, any other questions, comments, concerns, big ideas before we wrap up today? Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for your support and for joining us. It was a pleasure to have you all on our monthly phone call today. We hope to see you in March for Hannah's presentation. So thank you for everything that you're doing in our community and keep up the great work.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Oh.